Hello, everyone. You're all welcome to this channel. It's good to have you all here. Good afternoon. Um, you're welcome from wherever you're reaching me at this time of the day. It's actually afternoon here. That's why I'm saying good afternoon, where you're all welcome. Whether you're reaching me from where it's morning, good morning. You're reaching me from where it's night, good evening, wherever you're reaching me from. I'm greeting you. You're all highly welcome, and I'm so pleased to have you here today. Please do well to like our video, comment, leave a comment so that I would know your feedback. Thank you so much. Subscribe too, please, so that we can keep bringing videos to you. All right, today I want us to talk about something very, very important for every relationship to thrive. I'm talking about nothing else but forgiveness. Now, what does forgiveness mean? Let's look at the definition of the Oxford Dictionary. Now, forgiveness is the ability to pardon or waive punishment, the desire to punish, okay? Or the desire for punishment. Now, when someone has done something wrong to you that may incur your wrath, let me put it that way, your anger, or entail that you should punish the person, you could decide to pardon the person. That is forgiveness. You let go of the grievances. There are so many things that people do in a relationship that when we begin to talk about, it might just be a whole lot. It will take the whole day. But I'm going to kind of pinpoint a few of them, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Now, let's talk about a situation whereby your spouse, your husband, maybe cheats on you with another woman, or probably you are sitting in your home and then all of a sudden someone appears from nowhere and says, I am your husband's child. How would you react as a woman? I know that this kind of circumstance or situation can be very, very painful. But what do you do as a woman? Is it a time to pack up and leave your marriage because a child appeared? And probably that child was within the space of time that you got married to your husband, that he had that child. What would you do? What would you do in a situation like this? Are you to pack up and leave that home? If you have kids, how do you think these children will feel? I know it can be very, very devastating, but that is not enough reason for you to leave your matrimonial home. You can actually work things out. Yes, don't act in anger. You might become very, very angry because of this situation, but please don't take any drastic action based on the circumstance at that moment. Try to have a very good time for thoughts. Sit down and then evaluate the situation. Think. Think deeply before you take any action. Don't just act on impulse. It's very, very important that you do what? You think. It's better to just let things rest for the time being. You can just take time off, maybe go over to a friend's house or even lodge in a hotel if you feel you're too hot that you can't deal with the situation at that moment. But don't take any drastic action. The type of drastic action I'm talking about here is maybe getting up and picking up your bags and taking your kids and zooming off and telling your husband that this is the end of this marriage. I'm not willing to be your wife anymore. Please don't do that, because let me tell you, let me shock you. If you do this, there are so many women out there that are waiting for you to leave so that they can come in. That is how it is. A lot of women are just by the corner eyeing that man, and you think you're doing yourself good. You're doing yourself disservice by leaving in a hurry like that. So take time off and think. when you have actually taken time off and evaluated the situation, it will give you a better perspective, and then you'll be able to reason and act accordingly. That is my advice to you. On the other hand, as a man, if your wife cheats on you, how can you handle this situation? I know that it's quite difficult, mostly with women. I've been in a situation okay, let me narrate a story. I've been in a vehicle where men were talking about cheating, their cheating spouses. Some men were for and some were against, that they would never take, somewhere like, I can never take that woman back. And some other men were like, I was just sitting down and listening to them attentively. And some other men were like, I might just forgive her. So it all depends on the individual. As a man, it might be very difficult to forgive your wife in such a situation. I'm not saying that I'm not I'm not saying that it's good for women to cheat. No, that's not what I'm trying to drive at. It's very, very wrong. As a woman, please keep your legs together. Don't go after other men. You have your husband there. It should be enough for you. But in a situation whereby something like this happens, men, I'm asking you, how will you take it? I know that for some men, they might be like, okay, I can forgive her. But please, I beg you, don't take a drastic decision. You need to evaluate the situation. Sit down and have a deep thought. If you feel you can forgive your wife, good. But I'd rather you forgive her. Although we have different cultures, and some will tell you that if a woman does something like that, it's a taboo and they cannot take her back. Now, you as a woman that knows that where you're married, that it's a taboo to go sleep with another man, why would you do that? It's even a taboo. Let's look at it from a generic point of view. To me, for me too, it's a taboo for a woman, apart from culture, to leave a matrimonial home and go looking for a man outside. It's a very terrible thing. So please, women, I'm begging you, be put how do have self-control. You should have self-control. Be faithful to your man, even if, no matter what happens, because let me tell you, a woman's situation is even worse than that of a man, especially in the African setting. A man might go out and nobody will even tell me anything. But you as a woman, as soon as people begin to hear that you are jumping from one man to the other, or you're being unfaithful to your spouse, it becomes the topic of the town. It becomes a serious issue. So please, in order to save us all this heartache, please, I beg, women, be faithful to your spouses. Men can also be faithful. Please, men, try and also be faithful, because it shouldn't be one-sided. But in a situation whereby something like this happens, I tell you, forgiveness can actually heal. Yes. Now, if you're for those of you that are Christians, Jesus Christ can help you heal your home. He can help you. It's a very difficult situation. It's a difficult process. But if you open your heart to the Lord, He can actually heal your home. But if you can't take it, I don't know what else to say. But what we are talking about today is forgiveness. Even if you feel you want to move on, that you can't continue with that woman, learn to let go of the hurts in your heart for your own good. Because one thing I have come to realize is that when you hold on to unforgiveness and grudges, it wounds you as a person. You are the one that suffers the most. The one that refuses to let go is the one that suffers the most. But when you allow forgiveness into your heart, it kind of it kind of mends everything. It washes away pain, it washes away strife, and you see yourself um, being healthy, being happy, instead of holding on to grievances and then you're drying, because it can dry the bones, it can make you feel unhealthy. It can actually make you sick. So you had better learn to let go. for your own good. I know that when we begin, just like I said, if we begin to talk about forgiveness, it's very, very broad. There are so many things that we have to kind of focus on. But because there is no time to do all that, I want to leave us with these few points. I'm going to make another video still talking about aspects that we can actually forgive someone when they have wronged us. I know that you've learned something. Please, I beg you, forgiveness is key in human relationship because people are bound to step on your toes, whether you like it or not. That is human nature for you. But I'm not making any excuse for anyone. Please try as much as you can, as much as possible, to always stay off offenses, so that you will not always put your spouse on his or her toes, thinking too much about issues on ground. I know that we've learned something from this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Please do well to subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for the time.